My name is Sarah Iles Johnston. I'm a historian of religion who specializes in religions of the ancient world, particularly those of Greece. Most of my research up until now has focused on what the Greeks believed about what happened after death. For example, I've been very interested in how the Greeks performed rituals while they were still alive in order to make sure that they got to a really good part of the underworld after they were dead. I've looked at what the Greeks believed about ghosts. They thought that if the ghosts were unhappy, the ghosts would return to Earth and cause big problems for the living, and so they would perform rituals to try to appease the ghosts. On the other hand, if the ghosts were happy, the ghosts could return to Earth of their own accord and do really helpful things for the living. For example, they might return during a battle and help their descendants win a war. Now my research has turned to studying myth, and I'm particularly interested in trying to understand how myth conveys information in a form that other narrative expressions do not. How does myth more effectively than any other form of narration validate social institutions, validate rituals? Why is myth typically more memorable than other forms of narration? So far, I've addressed that question by looking at myths about the goddesses Demeter and Persephone, but in the next couple months I'm going to begin to expand beyond that, and I hope that by the end of this calendar year I finally have a book. In my teaching, I of course offer courses on Greek myth and religion, but in addition to that, I offer a course on methodology, an upper-level course, which I really enjoy because every time I teach it, I'm forced to reconsider my own methodology, and usually I kind of change it after I've taught the course. I also teach a course on the history of European witchcraft and magic. One of the big rewards of that is by the end of the course, most of the students have a much better understanding of how religious prejudice affects other aspects of society, how religious persecution begins and the grave damage it can do not only to the individuals who are persecuted, but also again to the society as a whole. I'm very excited about the new religious studies major because I feel that this is really going to take advantage of the full richness and variation in richness that we have in our religious studies faculty in a way that we haven't been able to before. I think that the students in the religious studies major not only will get a wonderful set of facts, so to speak, they'll have knowledge on a great deal of different religions by the time they're done, but they will also be methodologically sophisticated because they are exposed to, again, a variety of different approaches that the faculty take to the topics they work on. A religious studies major who intends to go to graduate school and continue work on religion, I think will be extremely well equipped to do that work. But even a religious studies major who doesn't go on to graduate school, who chooses another career path in life, will have an irreplaceable preparation in understanding how religion affects and is affected by other aspects of society.